Okay, all right. We'll keep the playing flames on, right? Taking an eraser to the official record, a breach of ethics rocking the White House just 4 days before the election. As we say hello on a Friday, you almost made it into the weekend. We roll. I'm Bill Hemmer. Hello to you.
Hello, ready to here we go.
Okay, here we go.
I bet the White House is glad it's Friday because they got a problem. So as the saying goes, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. Fox News confirming that the White House press office altered the transcript of President Biden's controversial garbage comment, despite objections from the federal workers who document such remarks for posterity. That's their job. Here's what the president said.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Tina is unconscionable.
And here's what the press shop released. Notice, an apostrophe was added to the word supporters, and that suggested that Biden was only attacking the comedian at that Trump rally in Madison Square Garden last Sunday. The White House stenographer's office reprimanding the White House, calling this a, quote, breach of protocol. So
okay, so take us back in time. You used to do this job.
Yeah, so...
And how does it work?
Well, the stenographers, they work for the federal government. They don't work for the president as a political entity,
Campaign.
right? So their job is to record the official record. When this first happened and they added the apostrophe, I was like, that is not allowed. And I wondered if the stenographers would speak out because this is their integrity and dignity we're talking about. Let me give you one example. Yeah. This did happen in the Bush administration once. Tony Snow was giving his last briefing, and he was thanking everybody in the press office. And he goes through a list in his head. He doesn't have it written down. He misses someone, my friend Gordon. Mm-hmm. And then the transcript comes out, and Gordon's name is in the transcript. Yeah. And the press comes to me and says, what happened here? And I said,
wow,
I don't know what happened. So Tony Snow, because he was a very kind person, he had gone to the stenographers and said, oh, could we add Gordon in there because I feel bad? Yeah. And that was wrong. And then all the reporters said, how often do you do this? Do you do this all the time? Like, no, we don't do this because you're not allowed. And in the Obama administration at the State Department, there was a video that was edited that took out a question from a former Fox News reporter that asked about Iran, and that became a huge problem. So what the White House has done is they didn't try to protect somebody because they were forgotten in a list of thank yous. They were doing it to help protect President Biden from causing a problem for Kamala Harris in the last few days of an election, and it's wrong, and I'm glad the stenographers spoke up.
The comparison is remarkable. I mean, you're talking about Tony Snow trying to be a kind man to one of the staffers that he omitted inadvertently, right? I would just add that the other night, 2 hours after that comment was made, Biden's tweet went out. This is his official, this is the President of the United States' official Twitter account on X.
That he doesn't write.
And he said, earlier today, I referred to the hateful rhetoric about Puerto Ricans spewed by Trump's supporter at his Madison Square Garden rally as garbage. So, I mean, they've been bouncing here and bouncing there and trying to correct it. And Dana, I would argue that unless we were covering this story, most people would have just flown right by the sucker.
Can I add one other thing? It's a little bit funny, but it is a time when I asked for a correction on a transcript. Karl Rove was leaving the White House. I had done an interview. We were in Waco or Crawford in Texas, and I'm doing an interview on CNN. And there would be an official transcript that went out that says what I said. And the reporter asked me, are you worried that you don't have enough people and smart, brains in the White House going through? And I said, we have a lot of juice left in the White House. The transcript comes out and it said that I said we have a lot of Jews left in the White House.
Oh.
And first of all, my chief of staff, who's Jewish, was laughing hysterically. Like, you obviously didn't say that. I called, no problem. They listened again and they fixed it. So that's an example of where you can ask them to fix something if there's a mistake, because there could be. This wasn't a mistake.
The distinction is that you're a week from an election.
Exactly.
And there's a lot on the line in 4 days.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.